Greetings everybody, Okaya Games Online. Welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Last time, we took on the Lumberjack's riddles. And in this episode, it's time for the Palace of the Four Sword. Hey, I'll tell you a profitable story if you pay me 20 rupees. How about it? Thanks. Actually, this place is here precisely for heroes like you. I bet you can get through it, but it will take everything you've got. He is not lying on this. In order to even get into this dungeon, you had to defeat both Ganon in The Link to the Past and Vati in Four Swords. And this dungeon is probably the hardest thing in anything Link to the Past related. Go ahead and use your lamp to slow down the current. Yeah, don't ask me how that works. And then, you gotta swim very quickly against the current. You gotta be very fast about it, otherwise the current's going to come back. And you gotta do it all over again. And you can't swim against the fast current. Go through here, and look who it is! It's Argus. We have to rematch the bosses, kind of like what we did in Ganon's Tower, except I think this is cooler. Because in Ganon's Tower, all that was really different about the bosses is there was some kind of new stage hazard or something like that. Like ice physics, for example. In this case, it's nothing like that. Instead, the bosses themselves are different, which I think is a really cool idea. Maybe that's just me, but I still think it's cool. So like here, for example, we're fighting Argus, but we have these jellyfish blobs instead, which can electrocute you. So when you hookshot them, you can't start slashing at them right away, because they might very well electrocute you. You gotta be paying a little bit closer attention. And even Argus's second phase has changed up a bit. We will see momentarily. First off, Argus moves a lot faster, as you can see, and he summons these things out of the water. And he summons a lot of them. So you... oh my god. Oh my god, Argus. Okay, we landed a hit. We landed another hit. Okay, now we're back in the swing of things. Now we're back in the groove. Will you kindly go die, Argus? Now we've got him in the loop, though. Which is good. All the less work for me. Although, this is only the first one. Look how much health I've lost. Grab the Four Sword, and take the warp back. Now, if you will excuse me, I'm gonna go heal. Back in the Palace of the Four Sword, you have to pay the 20 rupees every time you enter. Kinda sucks, but it's a small price to pay considering those rupees are probably burning a hole in your wallet by now. So let's move on to candidate number 2. As I fall in a pit. Awesome. Yep, the floor crumbles away. So, you might be wondering, like, how do I do this? Well, what you might not think of is that. They actually make you use that. Which, it was, used, I think, once in Ganon's Tower, and even then it was optional. Here they actually, well, I guess you don't really need to use it if you're fast enough. So maybe need to use it is kind of a strong way of putting it, but still, the point stands. Oh, come on. Freaking King of Samaria. Can you not do your job properly? Yeah, this, speaking of crafty things that this game does, you gotta do this. Pretty crafty. Now we're gonna want our hammer, because guess who it is? It's the Helmassar King. Who else were you expecting? Hammer away at his mask. Over and over again. It's gonna take some time, but eventually... and be careful, because he does do a lot of damage. There we go, his mask has been taken away. And now, instead of summoning fireballs, he summons these assholes. Not fun, but what are you gonna do? just carefully swing away at him. Yep, his mask comes back. And he still moves fast, so trying to hit a fast-moving Helmasaur King with a hammer is not a fun time to be had, to say the very least. But I don't seem to be doing too bad, all things considered. So, you know what? I'll take it. Okay, that mask should be falling away soon-ish. Let the fireballs do their thing. There we go. And it's a giant eye now. You can hit that thing with your sword as much as you want. It's not going to do a thing. You gotta shoot it, because that is the rule of Zelda games, is shoot anything that has an eye. I actually did that fight pretty well, all things considered. I'm kind of satisfied with my performance there. But there is the second sword of 4. Now I got 2 of the 4. Just 2 more to go. And for our third one, let's head down here. Here we have ice physics. The very, very fun ice physics. The way this works, there's no staircase here. But once all the enemies are gone, the staircase appears. It's like magic. Of course, getting up the stairs is a chore in and of itself because it's ice physics, but it's not that big a deal. Just take out these guys. So switch here. Although you'll notice that it actually goes back to its regular form, as in we have to keep it way down. That's basically what I'm trying to convey. And here, go ahead and do that. Leave a block there. Almost get hit by that thing. And just like that, it's time for a rematch against Mothula. So how do we want to do this? Well, the best first step is to... Well, I would get my Fire Rod out, but that's not very much of an option given my magic. 2 of these 3 Mothulas are fake. You have to figure out which one's the real one. And the best way to figure that out is by actually catching a bee in a bottle and then releasing the bee. Because then, that bee in a bottle is going to go after the real Mothula. It's actually kind of cool and kind of clever. But of course, since you have 3 times the projectiles to dodge, it's a chore in and of itself. Speaking of which, I know I can just let these fairies be used on their own, but I kind of like to not see the death animation. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Would not surprise me in the slightest, but that is our 4th sword. Let's use another fairy. We now have 3 of the 4 swords. Head down here next. What we want to do is lay our way here. We have Lakes. Didn't think you'd see these things. And yet, here they are. And yes, they will take your shield, so be careful around them. But I think in this version, in the Dark World, there is a shield shop. So, I don't know if that was in the original Link to the Past or not, but if you lose your shield, you have a way to get there. Just be careful, because I think Lakes also swarm that area. Oh, come off it! That's just rude. Alright. Back to this, though. So here, we are pretty well healed for this. Even a fairy, we're going into this with full health. Even better. Link. I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave home. You must rescue Princess Zelda. You are the princess's... Surprise! It's blind! And yep, you gotta hit him. Thankfully, he is vulnerable to sword beams. Handy for me. But now you get to play a little game of volleyball. You gotta hit the heads back at blind, which I think this is probably the coolest change. Although I also think blind is the easiest boss. I say as I get hit. He really did not like me saying that, did he? Hit him again. Now there's 3 heads. Figure out what you have to do. Here's a hint. You gotta hit the heads back at blind. And blind is gone. And right here is the final 4 sword. I think with our equipment we can take on the final boss of this side story, if you will. So, let's get moving. We have full health, we have a fairy. So let's slash the barrier and move forward. This looks like a dead end, guess what? It's actually not. It's a hidden pathway. And right through here is the final challenge. Starting off this fight against Dark Link. There's 4 of them, obviously. The first one can dash at you. Not really that threatening, especially if you know if it's coming. So just be aware that it can happen. Usually when he jumps out of the way, he is going to dash at you. He doesn't always, like there. But usually he does dash at you. But as long as you're aware of that, this guy goes down without a fight. See? First one's already gone. We've only lost 3 hearts. Second one, the Red Link. Each new Link gains a new move. Case in point, he has a Hurricane Spin available to him. But otherwise, he is the same as Green Link, maybe with a little bit more health. So let's just find some weaknesses to poke at him. And Red Link's gone. Next up is Blue Link, who once again learns a new ability. So what does he learn? Well, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? He has a ground strike, and it does a lot of damage, so be careful. But just usually letting him try to attack you and then swinging at him while they're dashing is the best strategy. And finally, Purple Link. His new move is a little unique from the rest. When he jumps out of the way, he's probably not going to show it to me, is he? Oh god. No, go away. Show me your new move. Are you gonna show me? There you go. He shoots fireballs instead of dashing at you. And he is one tough cookie to take down. Oh yeah, and he also has a magic cape. Forgot to mention that part. Oh boy. Nope, let's use that fairy. And because I don't hate myself enough, yeah, I had to use it manually. But you should be going down soon. Maybe? Just keep... He is very aggravating, as you can plainly see. Using our spin attack. Whenever... Just go away from me. Come on. You can't have that much more health left. Using our spin attack. There we go. And that's all 4 links defeated. We have now completed our final challenge. And now we've done that, we get to enjoy an alternate ending. The first ending took place in the light world. This one takes place in the dark world. We get to see each of the dungeons in the dark world once again, and what became of them. Some kind of humorous, as you can see. But there's other cool things about this. Because there's more than just the dungeons, obviously. You got this guy getting his stuff stolen. You have Thieves Town. have the Ice Palace. These guys trapped in here. Doomed to forever wander on a two-dimensional plane eternally. Got Misery Mire. This one I think is kind of boring. And Turtle Rock, where you got a soldier there, and then a bunch of lions guarding Turtle Rock. Good luck getting down from there. Gan's Tower. That marvelous beauty. And the pyramid. And guys playing hot potato with a bomb. And at the top, one with a super bomb. And now we get to see the bosses too. So we can see Helmasaur King. It's really nothing, like, all you see is really nothing different than their normal attacks. But it's still kind of cool. Here you have Argus. And you also get to, this is pretty much the point where you can see what the bosses are actually named. Because I don't think the boss names are ever said in A Link to the Past. Except for here. You have Mothula. And then we have Blind. Sadly, we do not get a rematch of Cold Stare, Vitreous, or Trinex. It would have been cool, but I guess you're gonna have to settle for the ROM hacks. Vitreous. All of the eyes. And then Trinex. You get to see his other form of being a very, not really annoying version of Moldorm. You have Aghanim. Don't really know what they're aiming at. Where was that fireball going? And finally, Ganon himself. And then the credits. Well, not really the credits. Instead, we get to see a certain stat track. This is a different file from the stream file, by the way, so... Because we get to see every time, like how many times we've used each item. So on this file, I've used the bow and arrow 66 times, I used the boomerang 53 times, the hookshot 109 times, the bomb 54 times, the magic powder 17 times, the fire rod 40 times. You get the point. It's a really cool addition, if you ask me, especially when you see some of the later stats. Look at that one use of Bombos. There's 3 uses of Ether, and those 2 uses of Quake, one of which we've seen. 48 uses of the lamp. That's accurate for the magic hammer. Used the flute 30 times. Used the bug catching net 31 times. Book of Medora was used 3 times. We can probably figure out what 3 times those were. Because we use it to get to the Desert Palace and then to get the Ether and the Bombos medallion. I never used the Cane of Burna in this playthrough, apparently. You know, the Magic Cape, the Magic Mirror, and the Potions. The Life Medicine and the Magic Medicine, which I used none of each. Cure All Medicine, also used none of each. I definitely used a few fairies. Used 1 Super Bomb. I wonder where. I picked up 60 stones with the glove. Look at how many times I used the Pegasus shoes. 721. Source Flippers. I don't know if that's how many times I actually used the dashing forward thing by pressing A. Or what. And then 2,521 uses of the sword. And we saved 34 times. We used 50 fairies. We found 5,746 rupees. Killed 733 enemies. And, to top it all off, we have our final playtime. 5 hours, 5 minutes, 33 seconds. Thanks, guys, for joining me for this wonderful, wonderful run of the Four Swords Dungeon and putting up with me for a bit longer in this game. Because now I can finally give this game its closure that it deserves. So now, I'm going to go get to work on another Let's Play that you will probably be seeing probably next week from when this is being posted. Unless you're from the future where I've already posted, so in which case, hey, how's it going? Tell me what my future Let's Plays are. I need to know. See you guys then.